Let's take a look at the standings for the play-in. Warriors actually in 6th. Pelicans, T-Wolves, Lakers,
That's
Thunder.
odd.
What's odd?
That the Lakers aren't in.
It's not April 5th.
I've been hearing that.
It's April 5th.
It's April 5th.
Now it's April 5th.
Yeah, it's April 5th.
I was off by a week.
okay.
Give me a break.
Off by a week.
Yeah, sorry.
Nick, do you expect the Lakers to close the gap on your much-coveted 6th seed tonight?
100%. Now, the most interesting part of tonight's game to me is how does Anthony Edwards do? Because the Lakers on their run through the Western Conference are going to have to stay in front of quick guards. And I want to see Anthony Edwards be a good test run for when they play Ja Morant. Maybe in round 1 if they end up being the 7th seed. Maybe in round 2 if they're the 6th seed. In the conference finals potentially if the Lakers climb up to the 5 line, which is not out. It's just not out of
now they're 5.
No, I'm just giving you all the possibilities. Or if they're the 8th seed, they could end up playing Memphis in round 3, whatever it is. But here's what I know. Nobody wants to play the Lakers.
That's true.
I know this. Here's what also I know. And albeit a fairly limited sample, LeBron, AD, D'Angelo Russell. What are the returns? Oh, the best offense in the world, the best defense in the world, the best net rating in the world.
How many games is that?
It's 46 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's 46 minutes.
That's one game.
It's 46 minutes.
That's one game.
Okay,
really?
well, I'm sorry that they haven't had more time together. But so far, early returns
that is beneath
are.
you.
What do you mean?
Right.
that?
Early
Josh,
returns.
can you make that?
No, it's
Put your
over
headset
3
down
games.
and leave.
It's
3
46
games.
minutes.
Who made that?
46 minutes together. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Again,
embarrassing.
who made the
That
standings
is
graphic?
embarrassing.
Warriors? Guys, at least this is unique material. And I'm sure you're a little surprised that the defense was ranked that highly because D'Angelo Russell not known for his defense, and Wilds has been attacking LeBron's defense since he was at St. Vincent St. Mary's. So I'm here to tell you no one wants to play the Lakers. And you are going to see teams in the final week of the season do exactly what Denver did last night, which is strategic. Now, Denver did it maybe to avoid Dallas, maybe to hurt the
Dallas?
Lakers.
Are they still alive?
But to try to make sure that the Lakers are not the team they have to face in round 1.
It's too. Look, I agree with you that the Lakers are dangerous and teams aren't lining up to beat them. I do think one team that might want them is the Clippers. Just because Kawhi, this is the matchup he's been talking about ever since he got to LA. So they might. I'm not saying they'll beat them, but they might want them. All right, and they've owned what they won 10 straight against them. But it's Nick. It's too convoluted to try to. Oh, if we win here and we lose here, we'll avoid the like. It's just too. You can't predict this stuff. Okay. So I don't think teams are trying to do that. But I will say this is the matchup I am looking forward to. All right, I will have this game on one TV and Caitlin Clark and Iowa on the other because she went to the high school I went to in Iowa. Shout out Dowling High School. Yes, I went to high school with her mom.
Wow.
And Nizzy Clark. She was Nizzy.
Grandma.
Her mom.
Oh, okay.
Her granddad did coach football when I was at the high school.
Go ahead.
But shout out to her. But this is why, because I know Nick wants to act like, oh, they beat the Bulls. The Bulls,
no,
the 10th seed in the East, they beat the Bulls.
They've won 4 or 5.
This is a game that if they win this game, it will be impressive. As you said, Minnesota's won 4 or 5. They're playing for something. They got Karl Anthony Towns back. The 4 victories, Sacramento, Golden State, Atlanta, which is playing for something, and the Knicks. So if they beat the Timberwolves, this will really see. Look, I know people already are like, okay, they got LeBron and AD, we're on notice. But this will really put teams on notice if they
And it should be noted, in Minnesota, this winning streak, if you will, 4 or 5 coincides with Karl Anthony Towns coming back and Anthony Edwards back from his ankle injury. Now, last night they lost Naz Reid, potentially for the rest of the year. And so that's a loss for them. But they have Gobert, for good or for bad. They have Anthony Edwards. They have Karl Anthony Towns. They have McDaniels. This is the team. Right, and then they got rid of D'Angelo Russell, bring in Mike Conley. But my point is, this is the team they traded their entire future for. And it was not to be in the play-in. It was to be the Timberwolves. It was to be a Western Conference contender. And if they were to win tonight, it puts them in, they are the team that could then jump either Golden State or the Clippers to avoid the play-in. The winner of tonight's game can avoid the play-in. The loser realistically cannot avoid the play-in. That's what's on the line for this evening.
All right, let's dig into the actual players tonight. Anthony Davis coming off a monster game. He's averaged 27 points in March, but 6 games over 30, 4 games under 20. So, Nick, what's more likely, over 30 or under 20 for AD?
I'll take over 30 because I think that this is a game where the ball is, I think LeBron is going to play with Rudy Gobert a bit on a string, Brew. And I think there's going to be a ton of drive and kick opportunities out to three-point shooters. And I think they're going to find ways to get Anthony Davis matched up with Karl Anthony Towns, who will, of course, want none of it. If Rudy Gobert ends up going out on Anthony Davis, then Anthony can draw him away from the basket. This is where, if you're Minnesota, this is theoretically, this is one of the main reasons you wanted Rudy Gobert. So against a great big in the West, be it Anthony Davis or Jokic, you would have someone other than Karl Anthony Towns who can guard him. I don't think that's going to work. I think their idea was a bad idea to begin with, and I think the smartest teams in the biggest spots will take advantage of the limitations that Gobert puts on you on one end and then make his impact on the defensive end minimal by drawing him away from the basket as best they can. The Lakers wouldn't have been able to do this the previous iterations when they didn't have shooting. Because if you don't have shooting, you can just basically have Rudy guard Westbrook, so to speak, and but now they can put legitimate shooting around LeBron and Anthony Davis. I think AD will have a real big game.
Well, it'll be interesting because if Gobert is on Davis, if I'm Gobert, I'm giving him space and daring him.
I like that.
Take that three.
He wants it.
But he hasn't been shooting a lot of threes lately.
I know. Yep. But that's why I'm not. If I'm Gobert, I'm not all up on him. I'm giving so he can drive around me. I'm giving him space and challenging his manhood, if you will. Say, take that shot. His ego. Yeah. So take that shot. I don't believe you can hit it. That's what they should do. But I do think AD will have a big game. Look, AD, I showed it yesterday. That's why he's on the Bud list. He has said, we got to get some get back.
Oh, you
we
want to put
owe
that quote
them.
Up again?
That's what he said. I'd love to. But hey, go get your get back, AD. Go get your get back. I believe in you.
26-9 versus Gobert in his career.
He has a sneak. If he has a monster game tonight, I know no one cares about Player of the Month awards but me because Jordan didn't win a ton, so it's not an award people care about.
No one cares about
but
that.
He has a sneaky chance to win Western Conference Player of the Month with a great game.
Oh,
tonight.
really?
Yeah.
Yippee.
Western Conference Player of the Month?
It's the end of the month. He's averaging
he had 4 games.
The better point is he's averaging
8s.
20, and he had 5 games of 35 plus. He's averaging 27 and 12 on nearly 60% from the field. And the Lakers defense has been what, Wilds? The second best in the West over this stretch of time?
I think fourth best. Second best since the fourth best since the trade deadline.
Since the trade deadline in the league.
Fourth best or second best, Josh?
I think it's fourth
second best.
in
Sorry.
The league. Yeah.
Thanks for staying.
No problem. You can just ask me.
I tried to fire Josh because he put up that 46 minutes.
So I think that the Anthony Davis. I liked the quote that Brew showed, and I think with a big game tonight, he can do something.
You liked the quote that Brew showed the other day?
But you've been making fun of me since the quote went up.
Because
a hardcover book.
It's not a book.
It was ridiculous.
We're doing a television show.
That's
not a
on
book
the
club.
graphics, folks. That's on Dusty.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.